I'm gonna open the meeting with a prayer. I'm gonna get, Brother White to say a prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, we call your precious name this morning, thanking you first for life, health, and strength. We want to thank you, O Lord, for another opportunity to serve the citizens of Newton County. And we pray, O Lord, as we go through our agenda and make our decisions, that we will do it, that it will benefit the citizens of Newton County and to glorify you, Father God. And it's in your name, your son Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, we'll call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. I'd like to acknowledge the guests that are here. Do we have anybody set up for public speaking? All right, so we'll close that public hearing and go right in and deliberate and consider action on the following items. Item number 1 is selection of request for bids for RFP 2025-04, demolition of Old Deweyville Fire Department building for Newton County Precinct 4. No bids? So we got no bids for that?
No, ma'am. I mean, I guess we can talk about it now. So what I was trying to do is just basically tell somebody, hey, if you want this building, it was a bid for, and the way it was written up, you can, the best bid gets it. So if somebody said, hey, I'll tear it down and I'll give you $1,000 for it, they could have the metal and that sort of thing on it. Now what I'd like to do is go back, take some pictures of it, bring back to the court, just say, does any of you guys want this building or anything to do with it? If you do, we could take it down as a group, what have you, and relocate it. I don't have a place for it, but it has the potential to be beneficial to the county if somebody like it. So I'll do that, Judge, and go through Ms. Courtney to get them sent to all the commissioners, and y'all can look at it.
Okay, we went through the bid process and got no bids, so we can determine what to do with it after that.
Just take no action on this.
All right, take no action on that. Item number 2, selection of request for bids for RFP 2025-03 for resurfacing County Road 3125, 3126, 3127 for Newton County Precinct 4. That's Mr. Fowle.
So Judge, these just come in this morning. One of them was actually, I think you went back over to get it, right? So I'd like to move this to the back of the meeting, and then we can talk about it.
Okay. All right, we'll move item 2 toward the end. Item number 3 is authorized to advertise requests for bids for all types of road materials, culverts, bridge materials, crack fuel oil, and hauling for road and bridge. And that's Sherry.
This is what we do every year, and I just have to come to the court and ask for approval to go out for bids. Chrissy's going to go out, and she's also going to add a couple of new vendors this year. Does anybody suggest any or want to add any other vendors besides the ones that we currently use? We're actually going to post it in the paper, but we really need to send it out to vendors individually or all.
We'll still have that one.
The Williams, yes, we'll add them. But anyway, we're wanting to go out, it's gonna go out in the paper August the 5th, and bids will be ran through the 5th, and then they'll be accepted on the 26th August.
5th through the 25th, 26th.
Yeah. But give plenty enough time to get all the bids out, and this is something we do annually. All of our, they're gonna expire in September. We have to have this also for in case of an emergency disaster, we have to have these on record to be able to purchase them.
All right.
Make the motion that we go out for bids on the RFP number 2025-03 for resurfacing. No. Sure.
For materials and fuel.
Excuse me.
Oh, and fuel.
And fuel, yes.
I make the motion that we authorize advertise requests for bids for all our road material in Newton County.
Second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner White, second by Commissioner Hobson. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 4, discuss and if appropriate, approve the donation for a 1-year subscription to the sheriff's app funded by NCIC Inmate Communication. All right, Colton was gonna tell us about the app.
Good morning, Commissioners. So since January, I've been trying to find anything we can do on the law enforcement side and public safety side to let the citizens of the county be transparent, let them know, kind of what's going on. So I found the sheriff's app is what it's called. It's an app, as y'all see there. You can go over anything from press releases, inmate search to see if somebody's in jail, jail information, commissary visitation, recruiting to join our team, crime prevention tips. There's actually a feature on there, where am I? If somebody do the influx of deer hunters, folks we have coming up here to the lake. They can actually hit the where am I button. It'll let them know exactly where they're at, and it'll actually alert our app in the event somebody's lost, and we kind of look at it on that side of things. Weather alerts, they can submit a tip to this app. We can put out, it's an app you download on your phone, it's completely free. If you have your push notifications turned on, anything we send out will automatically alert you. It'll go off on your phone and let you know, hey, the sheriff's office has an active manhunt or flood alert, whatever the case may be. Anywho, it's $2,500 a year. We have the money in the sheriff's office's budget, but NCIC Inmate Communications, the guys that we communicate that do our inmate telephone calls, they have offered to pay for our first year, and maybe subsequent years, but for sure the first year, year to date. So anyway, that's what I'm asking today is.
I think it'd be a good way for the citizens to, especially ones that's always looking for a brother in jail.
Yeah, and also, so
Where Billy Bob at?
one of our hopes is hopefully by citizens downloading that app, it'll kind of reduce the influx of phone calls at our facility for commissary and inmate visitation, things like that. It's ever changing. So
So let me ask you, if there is an emergency within the county and you're a member of this system will work like the Genesis and send a text, or how will it?
So it'll alert you, just like any app. If you have news break or whatever, it'll send a push notification to your phone. It'll alert or vibrate or whatever. It'll be on your home screen that, hey, there's an active fire on Highway 87. Avoid the area.
Right.
Have any questions?
I don't.
Well, it's going to effect.
So we're actually working with, I was gonna get it, whether they pay for a year subscription or not. But, we're working with the designer right now. We got a few little minor changes to make, tweaks. But really after they're waiting to hear back and make sure that commissioners accept the year donation due to, it is a service that we're getting for free, essentially. So hopefully within the next month.
I'll make a motion that we approve the donation for the 1-year subscription to the sheriff's app funded by NCIC Inmate Communications.
Second.
All right, I made the motion. Commissioner Benson, second. All in favor? All against? All right,
And I'm sure there's details this app will do that I'm leaving out that I haven't seen yet. There's a lot it can do. So I think that'll be a big.
yeah, they'll have a ton of features and,
Yeah.
I guess just sitting here thinking, about the tragedy that happened out in Hill Country. We talked about notifications up and down the Sabine River. This is a great tool for such as that. As long as it don't get so cumbersome or if it becomes an annoyance, people start ignoring it but if it's like it goes off once, when it goes off, it's meaningful.
Sure.
It's going to be a great tool.
So the press releases, more than likely, I'm going to set it up where you will actually have to go tap the press release screen to look at any press releases for that simple fact that I don't want everybody to I don't want it going off constantly with a sheriff's report or any press release. I want when that thing goes off on your phone, hey, there's an emergency. I need some guy.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
all right.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Colton. All right, item number 5, present the 2024 Distinguished Service Award to the Newton County Historical Commission from the Texas Historical Commission in recognition of its active and well-balanced preservation program. All right,
Just this little.
Yeah.
Here.
all right, Newton County. County received Distinguished Service Award from Texas Historical Commission. The Texas Historical Commission awarded a 2024 Distinguished Service Award to Newton County Historical Commission. The annual award affirms Newton County for their exemplary initiation, execution of comprehensive programs that preserve Texas' multitude of historic and cultural resources. In 2024, statewide historical commissions contributed to an impressive 372,866 volunteer hours, translating to an in-kind donation to the state valued at $11,600,000. This award acknowledges the substantial time, investment, and adherence to preservation and organizational standards that historical commissions utilize in their projects. So for that, they sent an award. I'd like to present y'all with
Turn
this.
around and get your picture made, John.
Oh.
A little bit.
Y'all wanna come around? Why don't y'all come around on this side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, y'all want to get in here?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody don't.
We'll get over here.
Okay,
I heard it.
left to the left.
Well, far move. Get close there.
1, 2, 3. Right. Okay.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank
All right, thank you.
That's what you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
All right. All right, item number 6, approve engagement letter with Charles E. Reed Associates, PC, for the fiscal year 2023 audit. All right, Charles Reed is a company that's working on our 2022 audit. Now, our auditor is basically, Terry, can you explain he kind of winding it down?
Yes, he's finishing it up. He'll be finished up by this is the end of the month. Sharon Reed's actually going to, sign engagement letter or has to sign engagement letter for 23. She is actually, Charles Reed's daughter, and she is taking over the fire. Milton and Charles Reed are both retired. So this was the last audit, 22 was the last audit that Milton will be working on. So
Thank God.
Sharon Reed is going to do the actual audit for our books for 23 and 24. And Barbara, our CPA that we already have under, she's actually going to write our financials. Where Milton did the audit and wrote the financials, they're going to just tag team it and do it that way.
All right,
Because
now what
Barbara
kind of
used to-
timeline are we looking at for 2023 on?
It should be relatively fast. It's going to be a quick turnaround on both of those. 23, she has everything already. She's just waiting for these engagement letters, both of them, so they can pick up. Now they're working on 24 stuff as well. But 23, they have everything.
Okay, so we signed this, we're not looking at 3 more years.
I'm kind of like the judge. I mean, there's a whole probably 12,000 residents out there thinking, why in the world would you go with the same company that still hasn't finished 2022? Can you tell us why we should go with this company?
Wow.
Okay.
Misty probably can too, after communications. All right, when an outside auditor comes in, you hire a new outside auditor, it takes them a good year to get their feet on the ground, to figure out the pace. Since we've had Milton for so many years for Newton County, I want to say probably the last 19, 20 years they've used him. It would take a new auditor coming in a long time to get it figured out. Using her, which one thing, not taken away from Milton either, or Charles Reed, but Sharon is a go-getter. She's ready to get on it and get it done. And she's actually pushing to get the 22 finished so they could jump on 23. So with that being said, we can go ahead and get these two knocked out. And then if the judge chooses to try to go out for bids for 25, he can do that in November of this year. And then that gives,
But we still got 24.
I know they're doing 23 and 24, but if you, once they do these two, if
Okay,
you
well,
choose to
that's,
go out for bids in October or November for 25, that's when I suggest that you do
Okay,
it. Don't
well-
wait for 25 or 26 to get here before you go out for bids.
Yeah,
You've got to do it within that
the
year.
agenda item said 23, so engagement letter for 23.
This is for 23 and 24. What is, Sharon Reed's? She may have broke hers up in 20. So Barbara's is for 23 and 24, but I know Sharon Reed is going to do 23 and 24. So I'll get another date engagement letter for 24. We'll bring back to court for hers, but let's go ahead and finalize 23 so she can get that rolling. And then 24, I'll bring it to the next court. Now Barbara's, I know for a fact hers says for 2 years, 23 and 24. Yeah, you do. You had it. I brought it to you. That was the very first, no, that was the very first one I brought to you, or I emailed you. Remember we talked about it.
Yeah.
I'll go to your office.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to make sure if we don't have to come back and do another engagement letter.
The, in your book.
But since it's not on the agenda, we can't add 24 to it. We just got to approve what's on there. So Ms. Moore, I got a question for you.
So we just have to get another agenda item for 24.
I got a question for you. Is there anything in a contract or in the rules that says from the time we sign the engagement letter and they have this long to complete the audit? Is there anything out there that looks like that? I heard 9 months for us.
Yeah, 9 months for us, and then that once they sign this engagement letter, they have, it doesn't say.
Well, can we?
So,
Okay.
and there isn't, it takes them, as long as it takes them
Okay.
to be satisfied with what they tested. And so that you can't say, hey, you gotta do it.
Can't rush.
We folks have ours done by the end of September, right?
There is a deadline before we need to turn it into different entities. But, so we have to make sure that we have all our ducks in a row, we have our people engaged, we have the flow of information, and we're responsive to whatever requests they have.
And for the record, I think we have been. I know there's a lot of discussion around it, but I've seen tremendous amount of emails over the last, since 23. Every time they ask for something, you got it, and it just continues to go on and on. I don't think, anyways, digressing.
Now, end of 2025, December 31st, they got to September, submit 2025.
End of September.
Want to make sure I understood that. They got 9 months.
Yes.
Yeah, but it don't mean anything if there's no deadline for the people doing the audit. We're at their mercy, and that's the reason, it looks bad on the court to approve the same company to do.
You're doing the same company, but a different personnel. And also Barbara she's got a contract with the county as well, as a certified CPA. She's going to be assisting doing all the, and she's never the latest with anything. I mean, she's proven herself through the years.
Well, could we eventually get rid of Barbara if continue to use her for our CPA work?
What now? Before you.
Barbara's a
Yeah,
CPA,
yeah.
and you just said Sherry is a CPA. We need both
No,
of them.
Sharon is not going to write the financial. All she's going to do is the audit portion of the audit. So Barbara has agreed to write financial for Sharon. There's really as far as audit forms, there's very limited audit forms. firms. I mean, for county government. I think there's like 4 or 5. I mean, we can go out for bids in come September, October. We can go out for bids, Judge, for the different event. We have went out before, and I don't think whenever Kenneth Weeks was here, he went out for bids, and I don't think we got any bids back.
I think there's a little bit of heartburn in having an audit firm and then hiring an audit firm and then hiring a CPA to feed them information. And I understand that. And one of the training sessions I went through was just about, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but just about all the counties in the state of Texas have been pushed to use a CPA to be an in-between between the county auditor and the auditing firm, because the reality of it is the auditing firm is auditing the auditor, right?
Right, and they cannot be independent if they have to do any of our stuff. So the CPA has to work in between to keep their independence. And I mean, Milton has stressed that over and over, even here to y'all, when he's come to me. And as far as a CPA, the outside auditors have, if there's not a CPA that works for the county, then they want a CPA to sign off on. Because there is so many new laws. So many new, I mean, every time you turn around, there's always a new law. Gatsby's is always coming up with something new.
So-
The government accounting standards.
So you might as well include the CPA as part of the cost of the audit going
Yeah,
forward.
and we have been. I mean, she's included in that, in our costs every year. So she's there.
So coming up with budget, she's gonna be in our budget.
She's already in the budget.
Okay.
In the budget as of right now.
Well, I guess based on the recommendation of the auditor and to promote expedient 23 audit, I'll make the motion that we approve the engagement letter between Joel Reeves and Associates 2020.
Second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Fowler, second by Commissioner Hobson.
We just have to find it.
All in favor? All against? All right. Item number 7, approve the 2027 interlocal agreement between the Regional Public Defender's Office and Newton County. 2026 payment of $4,829 and also 2027 payment of $4,829. So on this, I know you just walked in, Courtney, but I'm gonna hit you. Can you explain the interlocal agreement between the Regional Public Defender's Office and Newton County? Just a little brief synopsis.
And this would be to have, it's a pool of public for those.
Yes, you're exactly right.
Because, you know, you have to have a certain certification. But, not just any attorney can defend the capital case, you have to be, experienced with a certain certification for that. And this,
It would be very expensive to defend the capital case just without our normal pool of indigent defense money. So this would be.
This is an insurance policy.
Yeah, that's all it is.
it's in the
Yes, it's in the budget every year, but we just have to approve it.
I'll make a motion to approve it 2026. Payment for local agreement, Regional Public Defender's Office in Newton County 2026 payment $1,829. 2027 payment $829.
All right, motion is made by Commissioner Hobson. Second by Commissioner White, all in favor? All against? All right, item number 8, discuss and if applicable, take record vote to appoint Melissa Burks, Newton County Tax Assessor Collector, to calculate the 2025 tax rate.
Judge, I have a question. Ms. Parks isn't here yet. we move this one down on the list in case we ask for executive session or something to talk about that, and go ahead and go through the rest of them.
But we are gonna have an executive session.
Okay, can we move it down then?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we'll move this one down. Item number 9 is discuss and consider adopting a road bond policy that protects taxpayers' assets from uninsured damages that might occur as a result of oil, gas exploration, logging activities, or heavy hauling. The discussion will include bond amount, weight amounts, along with an overview of adoption of a formal contract of agreement. All right? That's got your name on it.
Yeah, so this is something I brought to the court, within the first month that I took office, and no, it wasn't favorable, and it is a sensitive subject because we don't want to penalize any of the people that make their living in the logging industry or any industry. But we have, as a county, we've gained a lot more traffic on our roads with oil and gas exploration. And I just wanted to put this on here, to get it in front of the court, sent Miss Misty the proposed contract. Maybe she could speak to that. I don't know if you've had time to review it.
But that's, so the overweight permits are dealt with. And honestly, I put it out the full section and make my way through it, because you can implement one of these policies, just like you have with the agreement. If the truck that is traveling the road hasn't already gotten an oversized permit with the state. And what I'm discovering, and please forgive me if you already know this, because I never looked. But if a truck is traveling, an overweight truck is traveling the county roads, who already has an overweight permit from the state, it's built in that they have put up a bond, and then the county can actually potentially recover money for damage under that bond. Have y'all ever heard of that?
No. I have not.
They do, I mean, if you're having big trucks, then it's overweight, they do.
So I think at this point, I'm still studying. And there may already be a place to pursue damages, but the county specifically is also an option if they haven't already purchased it anyway. So it's going to be on a very case by case, company by company, truck by truck basis. I'm thinking, that's what I'm thinking as I'm looking through. I'm studying it. I would like to continue to study it to really understand what we need to do, but absolutely ready. How that's going to apply individually truck by truck is just going to if they've gone that way or if they need to go through.
Yeah, and I guess this is something that I wasn't thinking, and I just wanted to start a discussion about it. I'm not thinking that every as an independent truck out there goes and puts up a big bond or something. You know, if the court come back and said, you know, I don't know if we could be so specific to say, if you live and operate a truck in Newton County, you can do a signature bond where we could say, Prentice Hobson drives a truck, he can come up to the county attorney's office and sign a signature bond. He's out no money out of his pocket. But if he is negligent in the operation of his truck, you know, and tears the end off of a culvert, you know, those sorts of things. So I don't have loggers in my precinct, so, you know, I'm throwing it out there. I know you all do, but I mean, I guess it's just, we've started the process and we'll continue to work, and you come back to the court at a later date.
Yeah. Project that has a specific direction, not just a blanket. This is going to be anytime, you know, they've said, okay, we're doing this project, it's gonna be this duration, we're going to use these county roads.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
not to say that couldn't, I just need to look at that. It's, I don't really, I don't know, that's.
Yeah, like the independent loggers and stuff, they're already running on tight margin. So I think it would be incumbent on the landowner, say if it's, if there's a bond, or something, the landowner, as far as the large landowners, large timber company, that, instead of the individual loggers, they're paying them to come cut their timber. So.
And I guess, she mentioned the specific projects. One of my questions to Misty when this started was, could we even exclude the loggers? Because of the tight margins and what have you. And she basically just said we could if we go about it and on a case by case for our project, because we all have projects coming, whether we know it or not, because of the fracking and oil and gas exploration, and they're reaching out to me. I actually have a meeting on August the 6th with a company, a trucking company, that's wanting to know, do you have a bonding? We're going to use these two roads, and we want to know what we need to do with your county to use these two roads. So that's really what initiated revisiting this is, so won't be ready by August the 6th, but something that we should do long-term. But if they're going to go in and say, put a rig up in Jamestown, we could come back and visit it and say, hey, if you're going to come put this rig up, going to use this road, you got to put this bond up. So in case you tear this road, you're good. Maybe just exclude loggers altogether and go project.
And my deal is accountability means more to me than collecting $25, $50 or whatever, the accountability. Problem we see every year is that down south where you're flat land, all those loggers down there, it get in the wintertime, starting about December through last of February into March. It's too wet down there for them to work. So they all move up here on us, and we see the influx of loggers on county roads and local contractors. We all have a good understanding relationship. We've talked about colors and colors, but it's those guys that come in from Louisiana and down the country road. They'll come and log for a week or two, and if you're not there every day to watch them, they end up dragging logs down your road and tearing covers up and that kind of edge of the pavements that we have on surface. And so as long as, they have to, if they just come in and sign, say the contractor manager come in and sign, okay, we're going to be working in Newton County next month, and sign this agreement, that the county roads that we're going to be on will be somewhat share responsibility or whatever. Because that's the deal. They come and tear it up and they slip out of here. You don't never know. Give you true hand. Well, we're going to try to finish up next week. They end up, they knew they was going to finish this week and they gone. That kind of thing happens over and over.
It's just like the judge helped me out with Pump Station Road. All them rigs went back there and he called them. They hauled rock and I spread it. That's a good thing. Glad at that.
Yeah, we have one of the companies down Precinct 4. They sell material to a trucking company, but they have helped me in buying material and staging at their plant and then selling that material to me at an agreed to price that I worked out with the attorneys. So I have no complaints with our local entities. It's more of the oil and gas. We're going to put a rig up. We're going to come in and do this. We're going to run this road for 60 days as hard as we can, and then we're gone. No, and then they leave us with it. This would kind of help us.
The frac trucks with their sand rigs, day in, day out, all those sand trucks, they tear a road there.
But like down here, they're buying material there, so that's a forever thing. The owners of that company are really helping. But where they're hauling that sand to is up on 1414. They're going down some other county road and they're gonna be through there and leave that county road and go somewhere else. So that's where we need to be protected, you know, because down here where they're buying it from, I'm in a good place with those folks, so. So I guess make a motion, table it and come back to it.
Yeah, we'll table it until we get more information. All right. You make a motion to table it?
Yes.
Okay.
Second.
All right, second by, Commissioner White, all in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, item number 10 is approve the appointment of Sandra Williams as the Newton County Representative to the Burke Board of Trustees for the 2-year term ending August 31, 2027. Ms. Williams is already our, representative for the county. We approved her before and her term is coming up, so, she said she would accept it again if we approved it.
Been doing a good job,
Been doing a good job.
and I make the motion that we nominate Sandra Williams.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Benson,
Second.
second by Commissioner Hobson, all in favor?
Aye.
All against? Item number 11, approve the application to the mental health deputy program grant with a 25% local match for the remaining 75% of program costs to be covered by a state grant. The amount of 25% share will be based on the sizes of community with similar sized county payments equaling 1 to 2,000 per month. And that's Sabine and Shelby County. And,
So this is not, ready yet. She's just asking that y'all approve it, and the judge will sign a supporting letter stating that we're aware of the 25%.
Yeah, so the Burke Center, we've been in talks, about a potential mental health deputy. We all know the mental health is on the rise, not only here in Newton County, but everywhere. So it's, 25% funded by, 75% by the Burke Center. We really haven't went into a lot of details. I think they're just trying to move forward, with this. But, that would reduce a lot of our calls for service, jail population, transport miles.
can you explain to them what a mental health deputy duties would be?
So mental health deputy is general sheriff's deputy, but their specialty is obviously mental health. Anybody in our community that is deemed to have, be a patient with a Burke Center, they'll actually go out to their residents and check on them and, have a conversation with them and make sure they're taking their medicine, make sure they're showing up for their doctor's appointments, make sure they have the ability to go to their doctor's appointments. And if not, that mental health deputy will actually facilitate. They may even bring them to the Burke Center. That way our sheriff's deputies don't have to be tied up and they can be in service ready to answer emergency calls. Coming up to the jail and talking to folks, and that kind of the liaison between the Newton County Sheriff's Office and the Burke Center, our mental health program.
Usually it's like a weekly checkup on the mental health of people.
Yes, sir. And I don't know exactly what the timeline is or the time frame, but I know in other agencies, they have been very successful. Like I said, going out talking to somebody, make sure they're taking their medication. That may reduce some of the workload off the other deputies, reduce them going to jail. If they can kind of help them go get their medicine and go to the Burke Center report like they should. Like I said, that'll prevent them going to jail a lot of times, not every time. Being proactive, yeah, taking measures against that.
Interrupt, Jasper County has a mental health officer, and in theory, they could help you running, but they are so busy with their own. But another typical example would be if there's a person out there that's having a big mental breakdown, and is taken to the hospital in Jasper, and they decide that they need a higher level of care. A Newton County deputy is going to have to, even though they're in Jasper, Newton County deputy is going to have to come off of the streets and go over and transport them along further. So the mental health officer would be on call pretty much 24 hours, and they would be the one that taking a deputy off the street. They would go and they would transport them.
A lot of people don't realize, we send somebody to the birth center, or they need a higher level of care, and they get transported to that facility. It's actually the county's responsibility to go get them and bring them back home, whether they're in Central Texas, North Texas, whatever the case may be. So that's what leave our deputies in the county, and that mental health deputy, got an expert in that field. He can go do that, do the transports, things like that.
Well, it's been a very successful program across the state.
Yes, sir.
There was mental health deputies. And it's all the counties that do have them, you know, their rates of arrest as far as the mental health people drop dramatically.
So question I have about this, in reading this line item, it says the amount of the 25% share will be based on the size of the community. Similar size county payments equaling 1,000 to 2,000 per month.
Haley's been researching that.
So I talked to Ms. Caldwell, the project manager, and she said that we are the same size as Shelby County and Fitz County. And the way she said it was the share is a monthly payment. Instead of it being like upfront. It's like 1,000 to 2,000 based on the size of the county. So how many people we have?
So if my math isn't correct, that's $190,000 a year for this deputy. But we pay $2,000 a month, right? I mean, or
It'd be 24,000.
24,000 times 4. I'm sorry, I was thinking 48, but that's a hundred what? 100,000 a year?
96.
96, 100,000 a year for this deputy. Does that sound right?
No.
What am I missing?
$2,000 a month.
That's 35%, we're about 75% that the grant's gonna cover.
Well, and I don't know, Kayla, maybe you can help me with this. I don't know what all that includes.
Administrative. So the 75, I believe, is spelled. We're gonna have to help. So we're just paying for the 25.
Right.
I understand. Yeah.
He's saying, overall, that it would be at that $100,000 for the deputy.
On the
And
county.
ask Ms. Caldwell to break it down. for her.
It could be 8,000.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So as far as the law enforcement side of things, I have it there, but she's been focusing on the grant and coordination, so I'll have it.
I see what you're saying. You're saying if there's only 25%, it's 2,000.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean,
My question, would this come out of our budget or your budget?
It'd probably have to come out of county budget.
Would it be 22 with public?
No, we're not gonna. But it's a different kind of grant, you're two different kind of grants, and that's a grant too,
Yeah.
so you can't co-mingle. But with what you're saying, I get it, but somebody with experience to handle mental health patients, I would say would probably be a high salary.
But I think Shelby County
Benefits
has,
and everything.
that may be the 2,000.
it's the max coming from Senate Bill 22.
No, it cannot, because that would be co-mingled money. The Senate Bill 22 is a grant, and this is another grant. So the 25% would have to come out of the Newton County budget.
I guess today, we're just approving the application to apply for the grant.
Yes.
And then we'll get more details on the pay at a later date.
Patient yet. She asked me for a supporting letter from the judge stating that we were aware of the match.
Oh,
And I told her we couldn't even do that. I didn't feel comfortable having him sign a supporting letter.
Yeah, until we brought it to court.
You Commissioners being aware.
thank you.
Once we get the application,
Thank you for
we
that.
can bring it back up. The very infancy of I mean, it may not even take, I'm sure, but this is just saying we're aware of it and at this time we intend to.
Do we need to take action on it or just know that the judge is going to write a letter supporting the application? Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the application to the Mental Health Department Deputy Grant Program.
Second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Powell, second by Commissioner White. All in favor? All against? All right, item number 12, receive status update regarding the communication tower. Now, Mark, the latest is that SRA has dropped their tower as of last week.
Yes, it was dropped last Tuesday. And, Jody and Tracy. Radio. Contractor. They've been in touch with town company, they use. So. We got a higher hole. Will be real. Just have an update from them.
Okay, now as far as the microwave, they did install the microwave, readjusted the two microwaves, one here at Newton, one at Mayflower. There's still a third one to go on the new tower. And then readjusted the antennas. So Sheriff, did that improve any of the communication?
It did.
On the north end? Okay, so with the new microwaves and then when they get the new tower installed, the third microwave will go down on it as long with antennas. That should get countywide radio service.
So there was some discussion about the Bleakwood Tower having some defects or erosion cable. What's going on with that? Reattaching.
And there was discussion of, so they wanted to dig up the anchor points to make sure that they weren't corroded. And, so it's when they get a plan on that, I was gonna get with you and see if your crew could, maybe dig those up where they didn't have the extra expense of bringing in an excavator.
Oh, you know, we do that.
Now, when they climbed the water tower, the ladder rung broke on them. And I'd have died right there.
We also had influence on this meeting, and they. So I just,
Yeah, that's not,
I'm sounding ignorant. There's a antenna on top of the water tower here in Newton. Is that,
yes.
so it's used as a radio tower? Okay, I didn't know that.
And then,
has been.
but the guy climbed up there and the rungs broke off the ladder. What was going
That ain't good.
on?
I'd probably quit climbing.
Yeah, I'd have probably been there. Yeah.
So Sheriff, where do we stand on handheld radios? We was all in school last week. There was a gentleman in Waco that had a $8,000 to $10,000 radio. He cut it on and talked to the control center in Houston, Texas. So where do we stand on deputies in Newton County getting out of their car, chasing a bad guy, being able to talk to dispatch?
So we've got 3 or 4 portable radios right now. The other ones, as my understanding, are bought and paid for already, but they are waiting until the radio tower gets up. And they don't really work right now. So they're waiting until the radio tower, the repeaters are put on, everything's brought online, and they will reprogram the radios as they need to, and then they will issue them out to all the deputies.
And another thing we're waiting on them too is getting Orange County, frequency for mutual aid. And they've been working on that a year, trying to get a MOU with Orange County.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Judge, I may have stepped out of turn, but, I told them the other day, don't even worry about that. Just move forward with whatever we have to do in Newton County, because we have been waiting. I've had meetings with everybody down there, and it's just
Yeah, Mark's had meetings with them.
for them to turn over their radio license, so just move forward, with what we need to do for Newton County.
So learning as we go through all this, right? I think we've all been in a learning curve. Some people knowing more than others because of the volunteer fire department experience. So as I understand it, Chief McCall, you have 4 or so radios in your fire department that can talk to Orange County Fire Department and other fire departments, can talk to Newton, right?
Yes.
And how much were they a piece? Yes. So if we bought, how many of those? Because, you know, you get on Facebook and you see these horrible things where deputies are out there in the field and actually have hand-to-hand combat, you know, on a traffic stop. I mean, that's where it's gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen in a car where you got a radio. How many radios do you need right now for your guys in the field to be safe?
Yeah.
How many is on?
And yeah, they're
Yeah, they've already been purchased.
Multiple things to handheld, open searches, there. And what we were waiting on was the MOU on camera. To get that put in ready, but been waiting. We're going ahead with all mobile and getting them all my hands. And the other thing that they can do, we have offered now, that, yes, at any time they're deputy, get on my free. And everything. But then I can communicate with anybody except the gun state of Texas. I had, I'm free and I'm 800 free. They can't do that on the open system.
So the radios that we bought are dual band, VHF and digital. So they do have the 800 megahertz digital frequency to be able to communicate. You know, so they're basically dual band. They can talk to the sheriff department or they can talk to anybody. State if we have.
I'm just, and forgive my ignorance, but I'm just sitting here wondering, why aren't they in a car today? I mean, how long before they can be in a police car?
So we have mobiles inside of our vehicle.
I mean, I'm sorry, on the hip of
Mobile
it.
radio.
Yeah.
Hip. So the way I understand it, I may be wrong here, the way I understand it, they're putting a repeater, on Clark Tower, which is done. They're gonna do the one in Newton, the ladder that had that malfunction. They're gonna do the one in Fleetwood, do all the radio towers, and then we're gonna bring it online. And so the portable radios really ain't gonna do any good right now until it goes online.
Well, no, I don't, so you got 4 of them right now that you can talk to Newton anywhere in Louisville.
What tower do you need on?
Hell, I replace
It's a separate tower.
I don't care, because the issue is, what I understand is the south end of the county is dead to the police officer when he gets out of his car and goes to dealing with a bad guy. So whatever we gotta do, even if it's borrowing some for the, or whatever, let's get a radio on their hip, get them on that tower now, today even, I mean, right? I'm just,
well, to get them on the fourth time. That's fun, another antenna. I mean, get on.
well, you can talk to the sheriff's department, right? So why wouldn't he be able to do the same thing you're
We
doing?
can on my
So all he's gotta do is when he's down south, switch over to your frequency. So,
that's what we're going.
okay. So if you take those radios, charge the batteries, switch them over to this 800 frequency, by the end of the day, if somebody's in Deweyville, they can talk to
No, they'd still be on that.
whatever your frequency is. When they're in Deweyville, they switch on that frequency, they can talk to dispatch.
Yes.
So we could do that today.
But we don't have the radio.
Well,
He still has the radio. Every position.
We can get them.
Yeah, we can get the radio.
so if somebody goes and gets the radios today, gets them on your guys' hips this afternoon.
Good.
They were basically waiting on, like, say, Orange County.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
They're not anymore. That's what the holdup been is Orange County.
yeah, it's not something.
So that's better.
And that can be put on at a later date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Commissioner Powell, we need to get something for them guys.
I mean, that's what Commissioner Benson's been saying since I come on board here is, you know, we got to do this, we got to do it. So sounds like, and what we saw in school this week, it sounds like we're there.
They say it's gonna be 100% coverage without the county.
Right, but I'm talking about right now, we can go get these radios and at least have a handheld outside the car on the south end of the county.
Yes. They program for the fire channel, in there. Yeah, yeah. Whatever.
Cool.
Thank you for the information.
Hey, thank y'all.
Good update.
All right,
That's a biggie.
item number 13, approved budget amendment to move $14,716.20 from 010409396 contingency fund to 010409489 miscellaneous expense to pay Germer PLLC invoice for the creation of Newton County Emergency Service District number 6 for ambulance services. You know, this is where we engage Germer for all the legal work on creating the ESD. So we finally got a bill.
But we owe it. When's sales tax gonna kick in, Judge?
September the 1st.
And this is something we owe, or is this something the SD six owes?
Well, the county, the ESD 6 didn't have any money starting out.
Right.
So the county engaged with Germer Law Firm to get everything started. To help get the ESD 6 created and get it started.
Is this something we're gonna get back from the SD six once they start collecting sales tax?
I'm sure we could. I've talked about it with them, but we don't have anything in writing.
I'll make the motion, we approve the budget amendment to move $14,716.20 from 010-409-396 contingency fund to 010-409-489 miscellaneous to pay for the legal services for ESD six, with the understanding that once ESD six has collected $14,716.20, they refund the county the amount paid to the legal fund.
All right. Motion made by Commissioner Powell,
Second.
second by Commissioner Hobson. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, Sherry, do we have any more budget amendments? All right, we'll go to payment of bills.
General fund, $221,988.20. District Attorney State Fund, $202.33. Road and Bridge General, $66,377.76. Road and Bridge Precinct 4, $38.41. Commissioner Special Precinct 1, $21,923.88. Commissioner Special Precinct 2, $16,255.76. Commissioner Special Precinct 3, $11,858.68. Commissioner Special Precinct 4, $6,933.50. Record Conservation, $200. Solid Waste Disposal, $7,288.90. Newton County Library, $143.93. Historical Operating, $147.95. Technology Fund, $143.36. Federal Forest Fund, $172.16, for a total of all funds, $353,674.90.
Make a motion, we pay the bill.
All right. Motion made by Commissioner Benson,
Second.
second by Commissioner White. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? We sign these, we'll move back up. to Item number 8.
Can we go to number 2, Judge? I can close that one out right quick.
Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion that we table the selection of bids, and what I'd like to do with Misty and Courtney's approval is I'll get the copies of these bids to all the commissioners, and you can review them and we'll discuss them in the next court meeting. Give me your recommendation on the path forward on these roads. Then I'll make a motion to the court based on a lot of, experience and wisdom taking part in that discussion. They're high bids, so.
Second.
You made the motion to table.
I did.
All right, second by Commissioner White. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, go back to item number 8. Discussing if applicable, take record vote to appoint Melissa Burks, Newton County Tax Assessor Collector, to calculate the 2025 tax rate. So Ms. Burks is here now. So we need the 2025 tax rate calculated. So,
And I always have, our attorneys at the state, I've always done that ever since I've been in office. I always send it off to someone else, because no one's infallible. Everyone will make a mistake. So
okay. So,
there will, actually, every year, for you.
You're on the schedule.
yes, we've gotten until,
I normally, I look back last year, I think it was August 8th.
yeah, I was thinking August the 7th. I'm not sure, I had to look back.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Everybody will think it's very. I also need to certify the roll, the collection rate and everything else that goes with it. For truth and taxation purpose. Process.
All right, well, I'll make a motion that, we appoint Melissa Burks, Newton County Tax Assessor Collector, to calculate the 2025 tax rate.
Second.
All right, motion made by me, second by Commissioner Hopkins. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, so we're taking care of everything on the agenda. So I'd like to go into executive session, to discuss some software issues at the tax office.
Some potential legal litigation issues.
Okay. Potential litigation issue. I wasn't sure how to word that. Wasn't sure how to word that. Thank you.
You call it,
Thanks.
pass, take one and pass it around. That's.
Hey,
out there waiting.
All right. This is back on, but I don't know about the, camera.
You know,
Hey, Chester, can you click on the camera?
Which one?
And it's gonna be hard, all the way up in,
There you go.
going across.
That first door.
Oh, we can see it. All right,
We done? I make a motion, we adjourn.
all right, motion made by.
Second.
And second by Commissioner Allen. All in favor?
Ah.
Thank you.